everyone. Thanks for coming to another yoga class. My name is Kirsten. Let's start with your feet spreading out through your toes about hip distance apart. Roll back through your shoulders. And you can just start to slow down your breathing as you rotate around through those shoulders, tracing circles on either side of the body. Start to set some intention for your practice today. Activate through those legs. Thinking about what brought you to your mat. Thinking about slowing your breath down, not rushing any part of that inhale or exhale. Take one or two more full breaths. Just allowing the arms to settle down at the sides, let the shoulders settle down the back. We're zipped up tall, rooted through the feet. Inhale, float the arms up. And then exhale, push through the palms. Feel that movement start right in between the shoulder blades. Close the ribs to the hips. Inhale, lift. Just letting the arms go along, but letting that movement be strong from the center of the back. Lots of distance between those ears and shoulders. Inhale again, scooping up that breath a little bit longer through the fingertips, active through the legs. Exhale, pressing through the palms. And inhale up. Keep the arms at the top of this inhale. Exhale the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift up through the top of the head. Exhale, diving down, melting into your forward fold. First one of your practice today. And you can just hang out here in forward fold. If you need to shake out your head, you can. If you need a little bit of a sway. Just allowing your body to let gravity work on it. Breathing to expand through the belly. Inhale yourself a little bit taller through the crown of the head. Exhale toward the legs with the torso. Making sure those feet feel firm. You can spread out your toes a little bit. Inhale halfway up. Exhale back down. Inhale all the way up. Lifting tall through the spine. Exhale to your heart center. Inhale back up. Exhale, dive down. Right back into your forward fold. Relaxing the upper body into that. Couple more breaths here. You can frame the face with the arms if you like, or you can hold the backs of the legs, or place the hands under the feet. Lots of good breath into the belly. Start to feel some lengthening down the backs of the legs. Taking one more breath here. And releasing any hold you might have. Inhale, halfway up, straight tall spine. Exhale, back down, all the way into that forward fold. Inhaling all the way up, rooting through the feet, lifting up through the heart. Exhale to your heart center. Drawing that midline of the body, letting your hands be a reminder to keep these muscles engaged and zipped. All the way back down into your mountain. So if you're not at the top of your mat, come on up to the top of your mat. Spreading out through your toes. Lifting up really tall through your spine. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, diving down, long spine. Dropping down into your forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, back down. Hands come to either side of the feet. Right foot takes a giant step back. Take some time to find a tall lunge. So pressing back through that foot, ensuring that you have even pressure in your front foot. So we're not rolling forward, but we have that heel anchored. Your hands can be on the mat. If you have blocks to put your hands on, you can put your hands on blocks. You can come up to your thigh bone. Whatever will let you maintain a very straight spine, very tall spine. Float the vertebrae up out of the tailbone. Breathe to reach forward through the front shin, to reach back through the back foot. To feel the strength of your shoulders pressing down the back, away from the ears. And if you have room for movement, you can start to roll through that back foot If you'd like to, you can add some straightening in that front knee, big extension. Inhale, exhale back into your lunge. Inhale, right hip spins forward on that inhale, exhale, sinking back. 2 more breaths. That front big toe stays firmly planted. Last one. All the way down to the mat. Keeping your back toes tucked under. Inhale, lift up into a low lunge. Lift the ribs high out of the hips. Glide forward into that front foot. Get as tall as you can in your spine. Exhale, open cactus those arms out, wide elbows. Scrape the wall behind you. Lift the heart. Bringing that all the way back down to the mat. Frame out your foot and then step back into your plank. So finding your first plank of our practice today, spread those fingers out really big. You can be on your toes or on your knees in your plank. Either one, you can switch back and forth between the two. Belly button pulls up into the body. We're pushing strong through those palms. You're pushing your body away from the mat. Really activating all these muscles. So you're standing tall head to toe. Feel the muscles that are working. And from here, we're going to take this all the way down in chaturanga, all the way down to your mat, flatten through those toenails, and bring that up into a sphinx. Pressing the forearms into the mat, get the elbows right underneath the shoulders, reach long through your toes, pull the shoulders back, send the heart forward. If you look at your arms, your forearms are parallel to each other, and we're not tenting the wrists at all. We're nice and flat, all the way down from the elbow to the fingertips. Taking one more breath here in Sphinx. Exhaling, bringing it back down. Slide those hands right next to the ribs. Tuck those toes, pressing up into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up into a cobra, lifting any amount. Heart sends forward. Even out the pressure in your hands. Shoulders are very far away from the ears. Inhale the toes under. Exhale, shifting back. Find your downward dog. First one of our practice together today, so you can take a moment, just walk out the dog, pedaling those heels, keeping your breath slow and easy, finding where you're at. So noticing where those muscles and joints are, finding a really strong extension from the palms of the hands all the way up the arms, creases of the elbows spinning forward. And remember, downward dog is a recovery posture. So you can use this anytime you need to during your practice. You can always go straight to downward dog. You can also always take child's pose if this doesn't feel like a great enough recovery. Take one more breath. Eyes looking forward, walking your feet up right and left. Placing your feet right where you're needing that forward fold to be, relaxing the upper body. Inhale all the way up, lifting tall. Exhale to your heart center, drawing that midline, lifting yourself up, all the way into your mountain Tadasana. Shoulders roll back and open. Take a minute, just kind of see where you're at. Check to see where you're holding your body weight, how your arms are sitting from your shoulders. We're going to do the same thing on the other side of the body. So spreading out through your toes. Inhale, lifting strong. Exhale to dive down, tall spine. Drop the chin. Inhale halfway. Exhale back down. Taking your left foot this time, giant step back, finding a tall lunge. Taking some time to place your feet so you can make sure you have even pressure in that front foot, and then give a strong backward reach through your back foot. Find a hand placement that's going to work for you and maintain that straight spine. So good breath here. We're reaching through the top of the head on that inhale, reaching back through the back foot on that inhale. As you exhale, we're letting those hips drop downward into the lunge, really opening through that left side body hip. Feeling the exhale, reach through the top of the head, drawing the belly button up into the body. You can add some movement if there's room for it on this side of the body, rolling through that back ankle, maybe adding some extension in that front knee. Keeping the hips square, keeping the front big toe firmly planted. And again, one more time. Exhaling all the way to a low lunge. Keep the back toes tucked under. Inhale to lift up in that low lunge. Get as tall as you can from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. Lift tall through that heart. Breathe into the belly. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, open the chest and shoulders. Cactus out those arms. Inhaling up. Exhale, melting down into your forearm plank, stepping back into that plank, and then taking it right down to your forearm plank. So you can either keep this right here. If you would like to add a little challenge, you can take that right hand and streamline back and just find that right thigh. And then bringing it back down. Optional extension down, sticking that left hand to the left leg. One more time on each side. So you'll notice a body weight shift as you do this. Lots of good breath. Try to minimize that right to left sway. Bringing it back down. And then taking this all the way down into your mat. Tuck the toes under, plant the palms right next to the ribs. Inhale up. Into your cobra, any amount. Reach back through those toes. Breathe in the belly. Inhale your toes under. Exhale, find that downward facing dog. Heart melts down. And then from here, just taking that right foot, picking that up, and just adding on a little bit of pressure. Nothing painful, just helping that left calf lengthen. Arms are still strong. Reach the tailbone up as you push that heel down. And then bringing that back center. Letting that right heel melt. Taking that left foot and helping that right heel melt toward the mat. As you bring that heel downward, reach up through that right sits bone. Stay strong through the arms and spine. And releasing that out. From here, taking that right top of the foot, and then just letting the top of the foot extend and elongate. Once you have the toenails down to the mat, letting the heart melt down, letting the tailbone tip up. Mindful of that calf, that shin. And then switching your feet, nice and easy. Taking those left toenails to the mat. As you melt the right heel down, as you lift up through that sits bone and through that tailbone, as you let the heart melt down, feel where you're at, feel what you need on that side of your body. And then bring it back center. Eyes looking up, walking up left and right into your forward fold. Relaxing through the upper body, spread out through those toes. You can start to roll through the wrists. And just round it out all the way up, rolling those wrists all the way up high. Big inhale at the top, a little back bend if you have room for it. Exhale into your mountain. Shoulders roll back and open. So hopefully you're feeling warmer. We're going to keep building through this body heat. And we'll go from here. Top of your mat, spread out through your toes. Roll the shoulders back and open. Take a deep inhale up. Exhale, diving down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, step or hop into your downward facing, or into your plank. Taking a breath here, moving through your chaturanga. Inhaling, scooping up into your cobra. Upward dog on the tops of the feet if you feel ready for that. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Big extension. Inhaling that right foot way, way, way up. Hips are square. Exhale, drawing that knee in toward the chin. Navel pulls in. 2 more breaths. Inhale, extend. Keeping those arms strong, keeping those hands active. And again, inhale. And on this last one, planting your foot, extending that front knee, taking your left foot, we're gonna step up and forward and cross over the right. So crossed, left over right, forward fold. And from here, find your stability in your feet, relax the upper body, interlock your fingers at the base of the skull, elbows tuck in tight, just lengthen the back of the neck, navel pulls in, build up your spine, start squeezing through your glutes, rolling yourself up. At the top, open the heart, open those elbows to the wall behind you, and you're really actively squeezing through your hips, lifting through that heart. Navel pulls in. From here, uncrossing that front foot. See if you can go into a tree pose without taking your hands away from the back of your head. Left knee is really wide, so tall through your spine. Now you can stay right here if you have room, keeping your eyes on something that's not moving, bending that left elbow toward that left knee, little side bend, really reaching long through that blade of the right foot, lengthen the right side body, big inhale, exhale, lift, opening that up, reach to the sky, big inhale, exhale, open through the shoulders, cactus those out, little back bend or a lot, whatever you have room for. Inhale, lifting up, knee comes toward the front wall, and in slow motion, exhale, reaching back through a full breath cycle, all the way into a big, strong power lunge. Reach through those fingers, reach back through that foot, strong through the hips, keeping them level. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bringing that all the way down to a low lunge. Back toes stay tucked under. Inhale, lift up through that right heel if you can. Tall, tall, tall in your spine. Feel the vertebrae getting lots of distance between each one. So you can keep this right here, or if you'd like, you can flatten through those back toenails. Option to push through the top of the foot and really invite a lot of opening in that left hip as you push and lift that shin off the mat. One more breath. Exhale, bringing that back down, lowering the front heel and the back shin, shifting it back into a half split. So as you're here, if that right hip is really forward, feel like you're pulling it back, evening that out, sitting the tailbone back nice and long, keeping a really tall spine as you get the hips sitting back, reaching forward through the crown of the head, navel pulls in on that exhale. Take one more breath here. And just taking this front foot, stepping back, finding a tabletop, getting really stable. So you're planting your knees right under your hips and your hands right under your shoulders. You're spreading your fingers out really big, thinking of like a duck foot. You want a lot of surface area on that mat, holding up your weight. Get stable, navel pulls in, inhaling up, cat-cow. Exhale, push through your palms, through the shins, from the knee to the toenails. Inhaling again, we'll do 2 more breaths. Finding that separation, that flexibility between each vertebrae. Navel pulls in, one more time. Bringing that center, taking that right leg, extending it long, and then reaching back. And from here, take your spine from neutral to an open heart, so sending that heart forward. Lift your leg as high as you can. And then curling in towards your nose. So you can stay here with that left knee on the mat, or if you'd like to, tucking those back toes under, extending long, open the heart, getting some arc in the back as much as you can. Exhale, knee to chin. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, lift, eyes are forward. Exhale, navel pulls in, round the back. 2. And last one. Stepping all the way forward and through. Into your forward fold. Relaxing into that forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Unfurl your spine. So tall. Exhale to your heart center, using that hand pressure to find those midline muscles and zip them up strong. Wide band of support cinches in. Find your mountain. Same thing on the other side. So from the top of your mat, find those feet. Spin the thigh bones inward in your mountain pose, just letting them rotate in the hip sockets, helping to fan open through the sits bones. Inhale to lift. Scooping up that breath. Exhale to dive down. Inhale halfway. Stretch through the crown and tail. Exhale, step or hop into your plank. Toes or knees. Taking a breath here. And moving through all the way down to your mat. Flattening through the toes. Inhaling up into your Sphinx. Now from here, spreading out through those hands, tuck your toes under, and you're going to press through those palms, and if you can, right into your chaturanga. Inhaling into your cobra or your upward dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Finding the strength in that downward dog, letting those heels melt. Left leg inhales up. Exhale, draw that knee in toward your chin. So finding that range, trying to keep the hips square. Finding that strength in the upper body and the arms. 2 more breaths. Navel pulls in, keeping a tall spine throughout the whole thing. And on your next exhale, drawing that through and planting the foot, toes forward. Straightening through that front leg for just a moment. Taking a giant step forward, right foot's going to cross in front of your left and come into a forward fold with your legs crossed. And just hold here for a moment. Enjoy that forward fold. You can walk your hands any way that you need. And then firming up through those legs, emphasizing that cross. Cradle the back of the skull, tuck the elbows in, and as you lengthen the back of the neck, pull the belly button in, squeeze your hips, squeeze the glutes, build up your spine, open, roll those shoulders open, open the elbows, squeezing your butt. Lots of open heart here, so sending the heart forward and then locking the ribs to the hips. So feeling as if you're not allowing your middle body to send forward, but you're tall and closing that distance rib to hip. So keeping this right here, firm up through that left foot, right foot comes to find tree pose without the help of your hands if you can. Keeping that knee really, really wide, keeping it so tall. Ribs to hips, lots of good breath. And then if you can, if there's room for it, whoa, bending that right elbow toward that right knee. And then bringing it back. Big side body stretch on that left side. Releasing those arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Cactus open. Back bend if there's room. Heart lifts. Inhaling up. Drawing that front knee forward. Slow motion. Bring yourself into your power lunge. Floating that foot back. Finding that tall stance. Leveling out through the hips. Inhale. Lift. Exhale into your low lunge, keeping the back toes tucked under. Inhale up, lifting that front heel. Right hip is going to really start to open up here. Get as tall as you can in your spine. Feel the ribs lifting up out of the hips like there's a string just pulling your spine taller from the top of the head. And from here, if you'd like, you can let those back toes tuck under or flatten out. And you can stay right here if you want to press into that top of the foot and really get a big open hip. Lift, 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 lift. Breathe, breathe, breathe into your low belly. And then bringing that back down, open the heart, lifting up to that ceiling. Inhale up. Exhale, frame out your front foot. Sitting back into your half split. So sitting the hips back over the heels, trying to keep the hips level if you can. And you can just kind of play around with how far back you'd like to sit these hips. Leveling that out through the hips. Lots of good breath into your hamstring. Really tall from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. Diving that heart forward and over the knee, over the big toe. And then releasing that out, circling around, finding that really stable tabletop, finding your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips, nice and square. Inhale up into your cat and cow, exhaling into the cat. Finding that spinal range of motion, dropping the belly, and then as you exhale, belly button pulls in, push through the hands and shins, tuck that chin. Find that distance between each part of your spine. One more breath. Bringing that center, taking that left leg this time and pressing back. And then if you can, lifting long, lifting as high as you can, opening the heart, letting that cat-cow happen again. Exhale, navel pulls in, knee to chin. Inhaling again, strong and stable in the arms. Exhale, knee pulls in. So you can stay on your knee right here, or you can extend onto that right leg. Heart opens, lift. Exhale, navel pulls in, knee to chin. Inhale, lift. Allowing that spinal range that you had in your cat-cow to continue. We'll do 3 more. And 2. And if you're not a back bender, this can feel challenging. You don't have to back bend a lot. You can back bend any amount. Last one, stepping all the way forward and through. Softening into your forward fold. Relaxing through that upper body. You can spread out through your toes. Let the upper body totally go loose. Starting at the belly button, draw the navel inward. Begin to use your core muscles to slide each vertebrae into place. Stacking up your spine. Shoulders roll back and open. Standing strong in your mountain pose. All right, so hopefully you're feeling really warm. We're going to continue moving to keep that heat going. Doing well. Come to the top of your mat. Spreading out through your toes. Roll back through the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, diving down, long, tall spine, drop the chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop into your plank, toes or knees. Take a breath. Exhale, come all the way down to your mat. Flatten through your toes and come up into your Sphinx, elbows right under the shoulders. Taking your hands wider than your mat. Fingertips on the mat, pressing yourself up. Inhale, reach back through your toes. Exhale, melt the heart back down. Inhale, pressing up. Peel that spine upward. Exhale, melting back down. One more time, rolling up. And from here, letting that right shoulder drop. Rolling up on your inhale. Exhale, letting your left shoulder drop. One more time on each side. Inhaling, lifting up. Right shoulder melts. Looking over that left shoulder. And one more time, lifting up. Exhale, left shoulder melts. Bringing it up, back center. Unfurl your spine. Bringing it all the way down to the mat. Flexing through those fingers if you need to. Plant your palms, tuck your toes under. Press right up into a plank. Into your downward facing dog. From here, inhaling that right leg way, way up. And then exhaling toward the opposite elbow. Option to add a push-up if you would like. You can also do this with your left knee on the mat. Here's 2. Last one, keeping that leg extended. And then if you can, opening the hips to the side while letting that knee bend. Heel falls toward the hips. Strong reach through the arms. And then from here, taking this all the way through, shifting your weight onto your right side, stepping into a side plank. You can drop that right knee or extend out through those legs. So strong. Option to extend overhead, inhale. And then bringing that down, lower the hips. 4 more, exhale up. Inhale, drop. Shoulders far away from the ears. 3 and 2. Hips are just sliding straight up, stacking left over right. Last one, right back into your downward facing dog. Right leg inhales up. Exhale, big step forward. Planting your back foot. Inhaling up, warrior 1. Finding that warrior stance. Turning the left side body to square up to the front edge of your mat. So keeping it tall, hands can be together or separate. Adjust your stance anytime you need to. Breathe low in the belly. Breathe all the way down into that left hip. And then from here, if you'd like, releasing those hands, taking them either to your hips. You can hold your wrists behind your back. You can hold your elbows, or if you're working on reverse prayer, you can go to reverse prayer, fingertips up. Taking a giant step forward onto that front foot. You can do it a little at a time or all at once. Standing strong on your right leg, push through that left leg, warrior 3. So you can stay in warrior 3 very tall right here. You can let go of those arms at any time. Push like you're pushing against something. And if you have it in you for this pose, extending any amount into your warrior 3. Reaching long. Navel pulls in. Your standing leg does not have to be locked out. It can be soft. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then floating right back into your warrior 1. Heart lifts up. Left side body spins. Turning the hips and shoulders, warrior 2. So from here, turning the hips and shoulders to the long edge of your mat. You can adjust your foot placement if you like. Release your hands out, really strong. Inhale, lift up. Extend, exhale, find the depth of that warrior lunge. How low can you go and still maintain good control? Eyes can be forward, or for a challenge, follow that right thumb as you inhale up and exhale, sinking low. One more time. Keeping that low warrior, wrap the low back, flip the front palm, big inhale, up and over, reversing that warrior, legs stay low. Breathe into the right rib cage. Roll the heart up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift, exhale, cartwheel to the mat. Stepping right back into your plank. Toes or knees, take a breath. Exhale, control it through. Flowing up into your cobra or your upward dog. Exhale into your downward dog. Eyes look forward, step or hop your feet, forward fold. Relaxing that upper body, firming up through the toes, getting some space between them. Inhale all the way up, building the spine up tall, float the arms, exhale, and find your mountain. Top of your mat, inhale, lift up. Exhale, diving down, long spine, drop the chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop into your plank. Taking a breath here. Exhale all the way down to your mat. Flatten through the toenails. Coming up into your Sphinx, big inhale. And from here, once more, you have the option to go straight to a chaturanga. So from here, firm up through those hands, pressure through the palms, tuck the toes under, and just dive forward through the top of that head, keeping that bend in the elbows. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog, finding that downward dog. Left leg inhales up, exhales across the body. So you can do this with the right knee on the mat, or you can add a push-up if you want some challenge. Find your range, give yourself the luxury of a slow breath. No judgment from one side of the body to the other. Lots of time for your inhale, lots of time for your exhale. One more time here. Hands are firm. And on this last one, keeping that leg extended, keeping the arms strong, open the hips to the left side, let that knee bend. Reach your knee up to the ceiling. Lots of good breath, arms are still strong. Get as far apart from each other as you can with those knees, those feet. And then spinning right into your left hand, opening into side plank. So you can drop your left knee, you can stack those legs, those hips. Lots of good breath. Option to take that overhead. Squeeze strong through the legs. Option to move. Inhaling down, exhale to lift. So strong. Squeezing that band of muscle in, wrapping up the midsection with a belt. Transverse abdominis is working hard. Shoulder is strong and stable. One more time. All the way into your downward facing dog. Whew. Taking that left leg, inhaling way up. Exhale, big step. Planting that foot, planting your back foot in a warrior stance. Inhaling up, warrior one. Taking a minute if you need to roll those hands out, you can roll them out. Find your feet, find your hips. So that right side body now is turning to the short edge of the mat, lifting up the heart, tail tucks under. Finding your warrior one. Finding the strength in that pose, sending the breath low in the belly, all the way down to the pelvic floor, bottom of the torso. And from here, exhaling, bringing those hands to your hips. And you can either keep them there at your hips, you can hold your wrists at your low back. Again, you can find those elbows, or you can go to your reverse prayer. So again, whatever is gonna work, know one side of the body might feel different than the other. You can see me trying to haul myself into reverse prayer. I'm working on it. So from here, lift through your heart, renew the height in your spine, feel the strength in your legs and your belly button pulling in. Giant step forward. So finding that balance on this side of the body, squaring the hips and shoulders in front of you. Navel pulls in. You can stay right here in warrior three, or you can start to hinge any amount. You can let those hands go whenever you need to. Keeping the neck as a natural extension of your spine. Reaching long. Your standing leg doesn't have to be locked out straight. You can have some softness to that knee. But you are so strong, pulling the belly button in. Reaching long through the crown of the head, through that foot. And with so much control, bending that knee, floating into warrior two. Warrior one into warrior two. So finding that warrior two stance, lengthening through that long extended right leg and releasing out. You can again roll through those wrists if you need to. Squaring up to the long edge of your mat. Find your arms. So strong, strong posture in warrior. Use your exhale to zip up. Feel those muscles being strong through this pose. Find the depth of that pose. Inhale, scoop up the air, moving your arms through the air as if it were thick, like you're moving through honey or wet concrete, whatever works. Eyes can follow that thumb for some balance challenge. See where the bottom of that lunge is. Keep the legs really strong. Keep them in it. Feet are stuck to the mat. One more time through. Stay nice and low. Wrapping that front or back arm. Flipping the front palm over, reverse your warrior. Lifting up tall, breathe into your side rib cage. Legs stay strong. Long through your fingertips, inhaling to lift up. Exhale, cartwheel all the way back down to your mat, into your plank. Take a breath. Move through your chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra or your upward dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Eyes looking forward, step or hop. Forward fold, relaxing into that forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Unfurl your spine. Exhale, bringing that back into your mountain. Check and see where you're at. Oh, good job. So if you need a little drink, you can get one. We'll keep moving. If you're sweating, if your body's warm, me too. Good, good, good. All right, top of your mat. Have a little bit of core work built into this sun salutation variation with some different options for you. So you're going to pick whatever one's going to work best for you in the moment on the mat. You don't want to be kind to yourself in your practice. Don't compare yourself to what you did last time, what you want to do, what you did last year. Just be where you're at today, and that's exactly where you should be. Spread out through your toes. Lift up through those kneecaps. Roll open. Take up that space. Find that physical presence, find that presence with that inhale and exhale. Inhale, scooping up. Exhale, diving down, long spine. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop. Taking a breath here. Move through your chaturanga, big scoop. Inhaling up, cobra, upward dog. Exhaling into your downward dog. And then bending those knees. Finding tabletop, and you can replace those hands so we're very stable. And from here, tuck your toes under and see if you can hover your knees off the mat. So we're not touching, but lifted. Belly button pulls in so strong. And from here, taking a breath, exhale, just kick it back into a downward dog for a moment. Slightly shorter stance than usual. Take a breath, heels melt, and then right back into that floating table. Straight tall spine, neck is a natural extension. Downward dog, belly button pulls in, heart melts down. And again, floating table. Option here, take the right hand and tent it onto your fingertips. Plant your hand, extend it back, downward dog. Right back, floating table, left hand, fingertips plant. And then planting that palm, navel stays pulled in throughout the whole thing. Right back into it. Option to tent your right hand or take that hand and touch your opposite elbow. Bringing it back down, downward dog. Spiral those thigh bones in. Come back into your floating table. Left fingertips or maybe touch the right shoulder. Bring it back, downward dog. And again, find your floating table. Last options, fingertips, shoulder, option to float your left foot. Replace that hand and foot, downward dog. And then finding your tabletop, last time, left fingertips, or maybe your shoulder, option to float that right foot. And replace your hand and foot, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Spread out through those toes. And bring the big toes together. Roll yourself all the way up. Build up your spine. Open the chest and shoulders. Inhaling up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling up into a chair pose. So you can start off really high, and as you sit low, as you draw the thumbs back, you're going to find more challenge. Take a breath here. Inhale, lift. Squeeze your butt. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, back up into your chair, sitting as low as you can manage. Option to add a heel lift. See if you can keep those heels lifted. Press your body to the midline. Squeeze those legs against each other. Belly button pulls in. Inhaling up, tiptoes. Oh, if you dance around a little bit, it's okay. Exhale, slowly diving down. If you can keep those heels up, do it. You're squeezing the inner thighs together. Reach back through those fingertips. As if you're gonna go bobbing for apples here. Reach long through the crown of the head. Planting your feet. Inhaling up into your chair, sit low. Nice and long through your spine. Belly pulls in, cinches in tight. One more breath. Heels lift. We'll try that one more time. Squeeze those legs against the midline of the body. Inhaling, woo, lifting up, tiptoes. Put your feet down anytime you need to. Exhale, streamline as you bend. Hinge at the hip. Reach long through your fingertips, forward through the heart. Find some opposition in that pose. Finding that balancing point. And then lowering those heels, melting into your forward fold. And then bending the knees. Little ball, just roll out your feet here. Rolling out, rolling out. And taking this all the way down to your knees. You can keep your toes tucked under for now, really stretching through the arches of the feet. Lift yourself up tall. Inhale up onto your knees, standing from the knees. Exhale your right hand down toward the right heel. You're sending the hips forward, lifting up through the heart. So squeeze your glutes. Reach tall through that top hand. Inhale. Exhale, come back up to center. Ribs knit to the hips so we have a strong connection. Big inhale. Exhale, left hand to left heel. And again, squeeze your glutes to send the hips forward. Lift up through the heart. Reach through that top hand. Get some distance between your fingertips. Inhale up. And then flowing back into that single arm camel. Reach long, open the heart, squeeze the back body. Big breath. One more time on each side. If you want to cross the midline to the opposite heel, go for it. Exhaling up, ribs to hips. Inhale, open. Exhale up. And then melting into your child's pose. Walk that out. Release your spine. Little right to left sway. Bringing your hands up, tabletop, tracing a hula hoop with your hips. So just shifting over to the side and just around. Big circle, and you're trying to hit every point on the circle as you rotate through this whole revolution. So no flat spots on your circle. Be very intentional with your movement. If there's a part of this that has tighter muscles, if it feels a little bit tighter than the rest of it, take some more time there. You can take the time you need for those tighter parts. And then reverse that direction, tracing that hula hoop the other way, sliding those hips to try and get every point on that circle, not leaving any part out. Nice big range of motion here. Last time around. And then sitting that back, relax through the arms. Let them be very loose. And starting at the belly button, draw your muscles in. Use your core muscles to start pulling back and pressing the spine up into alignment. Shoulders roll back and open. Just letting yourself sit tall. Nice work. We are going to finish up our practice with an inversion, going into plow pose with the option to shoulder stand. And if you are going into either of these, the main thing I want you to be mindful of, to be kind to yourself with your practice, is your neck vertebrae. So make sure that you're not holding your body weight in that neck vertebrae. You're going to be holding or trying to hold your body weight across the upper shoulders and the shoulder blade area, and then in the backs of the arms as well as they're on your mat. So take your time as you go into these poses and be really mindful of that neck to take care of your spine. So making sure here that you have room behind you on your mat. Sit nice and tall and just roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Articulate that spine down onto your mat. Get the shoulders beneath you, lengthen the back of the neck, arms are long. So an inversion is just any posture that gets part of your body above your heart that's not normally above your heart. So once you have that stable spine and you're squared up through the hips and shoulders, then you can just take those legs and extend them. And if you like to be right here, or if you had a block and wanted to put a block under your hips, that would be a great place to be for the whole inversion. You could stay right here. If you would like to take this further, keeping the back of the neck long, keeping pressure through the backs of the arms, you can roll the hips and support through the low back, spiral the thigh bones in their hip sockets, push through the feet, and you can keep that weight. Take a minute to find the balance point here. Your weight is in the backs of the triceps and across the shoulder blades. So you can decide how far you'd like to hinge, how much you'd like to take this in your forward fold and plow. Again, no weight bearing in the neck, just across the upper back. Your hands can stay on the hips, or if you're comfortable to put them back down to the mat, you can place them to the mat. Trying to get even pressure from the shoulders all the way down through the elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers. Breathe into your belly. Backs of the knees are extending up to the ceiling. So you can stay here. If you'd like to go to shoulder stand, supporting the low back, start to squeeze your glutes. Feel like there's a string tied to your big toes, just pulling your body upward. So again, your chin is tucked, but your weight is in the backs of the arms. Squeezing your butt, navel pulls in. Trying to find that really strong vertical line. You're squeezing those leg muscles to reach for the sky. Navel pulls in. You can keep this right here if you'd like to. You can take that right foot, inhale down, exhale, bringing that up. Left foot inhales down. Trying to increase the distance between your feet. One more time on each side. Reaching up, renewing that reach, that squeeze in the legs, hinging back into your plow pose. Lots of good control. And you can either use your hands to help walk the spine down, or you can just allow your body to walk that spine down without the hands. One vertebrae at a time. Getting as much distance between each vertebrae as you can. Legs can remain bent or straight, controlling them down onto the mat. All the way back down. Take those arms, reach overhead, stretch as tall as you can. Let the back lift off of the mat. Take your right hand and right foot, reach them as long away from each other as they can get, and then switch sides, left hand, left foot, and then bringing that center. Anything you need to do to resolve your limbs at this point, you can take a minute to do. So you can stick with me or do what you need for your body. Rolling out that spine. Done lots of breath and body control in the last hour. Stir those thigh bones. Circling around the tailbone, really massaging out that low back with your own body weight. Lots of breath and body control. Let's go the other way. So now you're going to be able to become an observer of that breath and just observe yourself on your yoga mat as you let your body breathe. Butterfly circles. Other way. All right, so If you have anything to keep your body temperature in a good place, you can take a moment and get a sweatshirt or socks or anything you need to keep yourself warm as our body cools off during Shavasana. And you can be comfortable on your yoga mat, laying in whatever way is going to feel most relaxing, just letting your body settle on your mat as if you were on a warm sandy beach and your mat was your towel and you're just digging that little spot for yourself with your hips and your shoulders and the back of the head and the arms, your heels. Feel the big toes fall away from each other as the legs rotate in the hip sockets to a fully relaxed position. And become an observer of that breath, noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale, noticing the little pause that happens before your body takes another breath. Begin to relax across your scalp, smoothing out your forehead, softening the muscles in the face and the jaw, letting the eyes relax in the sockets, letting the tongue float inside the mouth. As you exhale, release any remaining muscle tension from the shoulders and the arms. Soften the muscles away from the bones, from the shoulders down to the elbows. Soften the muscles away from the bones, from the elbows down to the wrists. Releasing any remaining tension from the palms of the hands, allowing it to exit through your fingertips. Arms remain heavy at your sides. Feel the rise and fall of each breath as it moves through the ribs and the belly. And with each exhale, feel your back melt into the mat a little bit deeper. And as the arms are heavy at your sides, let the legs become heavier beneath you. Softening the muscles away from the bones, from the hips down to the knees. Softening the muscles away from the bones, from the knees down to the ankles. Releasing any remaining tension from the arches of your feet. Feeling the space in between each one of your toes. And as you feel your body relax as a whole single unit, begin to deepen your breath. Allowing your breath to wash over you from head to toe, reaching all parts of your body. Breathing in the fresh air, breathing out the old stale air, waking up the limbs. Allowing that oxygen to get delivered to the muscles, rejuvenating all of your limbs, waking them up, giving them fresh energy. And still keeping everything heavy and relaxed, draw the knees up, extend your right arm overhead, gently roll yourself onto your right side. And as you feel ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seated posture, keeping everything heavy and loose. Feeling the vertebrae float up out of the tailbone. Arms are still relaxed, loose at your sides, lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. Take a moment, acknowledge your accomplishments with your practice today and the challenges that you rose to meet with your practice. And take a moment of gratitude for the time you took for your practice today. Take a very full breath. And And just let that go. And bring your hands together to your forehead for good thoughts, to your lips for good words, to your heart for good deeds. Take one more full breath. And let it go. Namaste.